Okay. All right. In this presentation, I will be reviewing the geology of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park and Halakea National Park. Both Hawaiian Volcanoes National Park and Halakea's geology are defined by the volcanism that both parks experience. Hawaii as a whole is shaped by extrusion from a hotspot underneath the tectonic plate. This means that these parks are made of mostly igneous rocks and that the coasts are made up of these igneous sediments and basalt terraces. Oh, there we go. Hawaii and all of its islands are formed due to a hotspot underneath the plate. And you can see in the image provided that the Pacific plate has shifted over that hotspot to form new islands. And older islands have slowly sunk or eroded underwater, but their trail is still visible on maps. This means that the largest islands are the newest. The hotspot has been active for about 85 million years, and Hawaiian Volcanoes National Park contains two of the world's most active volcanoes, those being Kilauea and Mauna Loa. The park does allow access for viewing them, but keeps close tabs on the volcanoes should they erupt. The most recent eruption was from Kilauea, which erupted very recently on Easter this year, ending on the 22nd. While the geology of this park is mostly formed by volcanic activity, there are a few fault scarps such as Hylinia, Poliokiwe, and Holepalis that can be found along the coast of the park. And this image depicting the movement of the hotspot is from the Discover Our Earth website, specifically their article on hotspots. And the park was first established as Hawaii National Park in 1916, but was later renamed to Hawaii Volcanoes National Park in 1961. The geology of the park is mostly formed by volcanic activity, meaning that the park is made mostly of fresh lava flows and the igneous rock that forms from that. Basalt flows along the coastline create massive terraces that hide coves under their cliffs, as seen in the image provided. And this image is from the National Park Service website article on marine life in Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. The beaches contain many different kinds of sand, and the majority of which form from these igneous sediments. The rest of the park is largely covered in lava flow, creating a unique landscape as seen in the image provided. Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is defined by its volcanism. The rocks that make up the park and its beaches are igneous, and the topography is shaped by the volcanic eruptions that have occurred in the past, meaning that the islands and most of their landforms are largely igneous basalt. These rocks are relatively young, all being less than 2,000 years old. And this is a geological map of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park from the National Park Service Geodiversity Atlas for the park. And here are some images of the park depicting lava flows and volcanoes. As you can see, visitors are allowed a very clear view of the lava when conditions allow for it. This is a way in which the landforms of the park are being actively shaped by the volcanism of the park. These images are from two different National Park Service articles, one on visitor impacts and the other on economic impacts. Halakea National Park's geology is traced back to the Pleistocene era, in which lava flows, vent deposits, and tephras have been dated back to. The Halakea crater is a large shield volcano, and while there are arguments over when it was last active, the more recent estimates place its last activity to be in the 1700s. It is believed to be in the post-shield phase of volcano formation, in which the eruption rate decreases. The image depicts the park's unique landscapes. Some of the older igneous deposits are buried underneath the newer ones. And this image is from the Welcome to Halakea National Park website. There are 24 known lava tube caves within this park. In the 80s, two of these lava tube caves were discovered, and in them, a number of fossils were found, and they were from the Pleistocene era. Since then, 22 more caves have been discovered. The land also shows evidence of being impacted by glaciation in an ice age during the Pleistocene era, and the map depicts the park in some of its cave systems. This is a geological map of Halakea National Park from the National Park Service Geodiversity Atlas for the park. The park's geology is heavily influenced by the volcanic activity of Halakea, with most of the park being formed by its peaks or slopes. If not, the basalt flows extend far and create really interesting topography, like terraces and slopes further from the volcano. Halakea's topography and geology are made up by volcanic activity that occurred, forming the park we know today. In the northeast of the park, there are rich botanics, with there even being rainforest further north. The park contains some of the rarest species of birds in the world. The park and its funding received from visitors allow the park to preserve its biodiversity and protect the unique flora and fauna. In fact, majority of the attractions described on the park's website are about the incredible species that live there. And some of these endangered birds are in the slide, those being and I apologize in advance for my poor pronunciation, Akohikohe and the Nukupu'u. These pictures are from a National Park Service article about the birds of Halakea National Park. There have been many effects of climate change on Hawaii and its national parks. Rising sea levels threaten the islands as they threaten to not only take land away, but they cause erosion off of cliffs and cause landslides. Droughts and changes in rainfall affect water availability for people, as well as the ecosystems of Hawaii and their parks. Warming of the oceans harms the coral reefs, ruining ocean ecosystems. This information and more is from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and the image on the top is from Earth.org article on coral reef degradation in Hawaii. To go further into exploring the impacts of climate change, this is the PAC-IOOS Sea Level Rise Viewer. With this tool, you can view potential impacts of sea level rise on Hawaii and its national parks. And for an island, sea level rise is a really prominent threat, which would have a noticeable impact on those who lived near and along the coast. The screenshot on the slide depicts possible sea level rise scenario, and there are more specific features on the website. I would recommend exploring this website for yourselves to get a better understanding of the potential impacts of climate change. Thank you.